What do you mean waiting for my stream to go live? Is my stream not live? Okay, I guess I am live. Um. Anyway. I should. Oh boy. We were already scuffed. We were already scuffed. Okay. All right. So, anyway. Um. Oh boy. All right. Off to a great start. So. Hold on. Anyway. Hello. uh. I'm Polaris. This is my or rather the whatever. Anyway, I am a new VTuber. In case you couldn't tell from how bad at this I am, um, I should probably stop looking at that because that's gonna throw my eyes off. Yeah. Anyway, what we're gonna be doing on this channel is a combination of variety gaming and working on my creative projects. Where I'm at on that. Is I am partway through working on what'll be like the first song I publish under this persona. I got like the Studio One stuff. I should probably show you what I have there. I'm going to learn how to draw. I'm going to learn 3D modeling, and then I can make proper models for myself. And maybe once I'm actually good at it, take commissions to make models for other people. I'm going to want to learn video editing so I can make like videos for my songs and whatnot. Yeah, and I might sort of live stream myself trying to learn how to draw, do some like singing on top of that, so it's not like just complete pure cringe. Because I could sing better than I could draw, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into like the lore of this character because that's still very much a work in progress. Uh, but basically, once I can actually properly create a custom outfit, not using the default assets in Vroid Studio, I'm gonna go for like a gladiator bard thing. This outfit's just a placeholder. The space eyes are staying though. Those are I have made those important to the lore. They're only important to the lore because I think they're cool, but I've made them important to the lore. Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna zoom in real quick here. Nope, wrong button. If I zoom in on my eye, you can actually see I've got like stars and nebulas behind the sort of blue solar eclipses. But yeah, that's I'll probably, when it comes time to make a fully custom model, want to like make the eyes larger so I can make that detail more readable when I'm zoomed out. Also, if I look over towards either of my side monitors, it makes my character wink, which is very funny. Anyway, so I should probably show you what I'm working on music-wise. I have the lyrics. Wait, hold on. But I'm still working on the melody, and I have sort of the instrumentation for the verses. So I'm going to start with the melody draft muted here. But this song here is it's actually inspired by the character of Dobby. And I'm thinking, like, once I've gotten, good at making music and good at making, like, 3D models and characters and all that, I'm going to make, like, outfits for my character, inspired by the characters who inspired the songs, and then I'm going to make, like, music videos featuring my character in those outfits. But what I've got going on in the song here is the chord progression is being played on this instrument here, which if I pull up this is a virtual guitar made by UJam, and it's pretty cool. It has a player mode where it'll play sort of riffs for you if you just tell it what notes to include, and it's got an instrument mode where it'll split the notes up exactly the way you tell it to. I'm using the latter. It's got all these settings I don't know how to use. I just pick a preset from this big old menu up here. Anyway, and then this is a simple 4-bar chord progression. It sounds like this. And the way I constructed that was I started with a bass doubled across the octaves that this instrument can play, because it can really only play from like E3 to like E5. And then I have an additional line on top here, which then splits off into a second line and then merges back down into one line to do the loop. I also had this spooky pad. I've got this piano serving as both a bass and like a sort of a counter melody, I guess. Got this sort of sub-bass instrument down here. I've got my 2 different layers of drums. I'm using BM Nemesis, which is another thing from UJam, and then all my other instruments are included with Studio One, which is the digital audio workstation I'm using. So like Deep Flight 1, that's a Studio One thing. This is an instance of Presence. I think this is Presence. Yeah, it's Presence. Impact is Studio One's built-in drum instrument. But anyway, yeah, so those we get. And then I'm kind of thinking this is meant to be more like sort of ambient. I might want to like slow this down to halftime, just kind of stretch it out from so that these 8 bars are 16 bars. I'm not sure. And then the second half of the verse, I get this additional guitar coming in. And this is also an instance of UJam instrument here. And then in that final 4-bar section, the melody on the piano is doubled. And then in the second verse, we bring in an additional synth layer for like an additional sort of counter melody. chorus over both verses because it's the same melody. And then what we got going on here is I got like a... I should probably just pull up the lyrics. Don't need you. More... No, that's not what I need. My creative projects, music projects. Alright. And then this song is entitled Burning Lullabies. And then if you look here at this melody, which sort of goes like... I'm not sold on how long that note lasts. Let's just do that. And then the lyrics I have here, and the lyrics document doesn't really, like, reflect what's going on in the melody here, because, like, this, like... This is two words and then an echo shifted down and an echo shifted up, and then we go back to me singing. So basically, this says, like, smoke hides by the hay. It'd be like, smoke hides, smoke hides, smoke hides behind the haze. Known pain, known pain, known pain for all my days. Fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, how I remain. Also, like, this melody will probably just get rewritten as I actually sing it. Like, this is just a rough draft. And then we have I dance, I dance, I dance atop my grave. And then that's that. And then in the pre-chorus I have supernova, oh burn the whole world down, supernova, weave the embers now. I got all this stuff. But I don't really have much more to actually show you that I have anything at, like, Sonic for, so I should probably just close this and... Alright, I changed the melody over here, so I should copy and paste it over here. Alright. So that's basically all I had to show you on that front. I've shown you my model. It's pretty basic. I could switch over to this and, like, turn you off, and I could give, like, a bit closer look. Like, he has, like, sort of leg armor the same color as the sleeves. That's basically it. He doesn't have much going on. Again, he's going to be much more interesting once I can actually make a custom outfit for him. But yeah, anyway, let's... turn you off. Do I have... Yes, I do have my hand to track you on right now. Cool. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and do a bit more stuff with the model, but once it's time to switch over to the game, I am probably going to have to switch over to my Fugi that I made, because I don't have a separate computer for the streaming and the model, so if I'm playing, like, a game that's even remotely demanding, I'm probably going to have to... Like, I have a nice computer, but... So I say even remotely demanding, I mean stuff like, you know, heavily modded Skyrim, but, like, you know, I might have to switch over to being a PNG tuber every once in a while to play my games fast. But anyway, before we get into the game, I figured I would try my hand. I think my ramen's probably cooled down enough to eat now. I should probably mute for this. Anyway, I have now shifted my desk to sitting mode. There is some videos I want to like check out. So let me hold on a moment. Let me display capture off. Switch to having media audio. Sure, my display capture back on. So let me just. It would probably be easier to, instead of having separate scenes, just toggle it in the sources, but I'll sort out the logistics of that later. If I then close this, pull over this, I thought it might be fun to watch all the 200cc Mario Kart 8 world records. Well, this doesn't include the DLC because this channel, like the playlist, just has the 48 basic game tracks, and I think that's probably the result of a lot of the booster pass being complete filler that nobody wants to play. So there's probably a lot of stuff that doesn't have any competition being recorded on the channel. I did watch, they did have records for both of the Rainbow Roads added in that pass, but yeah, I'm not sure why those aren't in this playlist, but whatever. Anyway, let me turn my... I was showing you what's going on in the playlist, and anyway, this channel is called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Records. It seems to just post world record runs of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe horses in both 150 and 200cc. We're looking at 200cc right now. So... yeah, we're starting basic, of course, at Mario Kart Stadium, which apparently can be completed in a minute. So let's see what they do, because I'm definitely nowhere near this Also, on 200cc, you do crazy shit like without mushrooms. So, a lot of the second stuff I can't do this. I play badly, but a lot of the stuff I can't do play on also, that glitchy glider movement, like, do world record runs, not use the mushroom in the same place ever will happen. Because the same thing was true in that, it's not not as interesting as I was hoping. So let's just watch the cool courses. Let's see here. Now I know a lot of people seem to hate this dimension for this. You know, I don't like this dimension. I like the vibes. I don't like that, you know, you have his like a character with their own objective. I don't think the second will actually have any different characters in it. At the very least, hope every character does. There's no reason to ever play as her other than thinking she's neat. Shy Guy Falls, don't care about that. Electrodrome's fun, but you gotta watch Planet Top Cruise just for the Mario Galaxy music. Doesn't make the shit move as fast, I don't think. We're already halfway through lap 2 of the Mario Galaxy section hasn't even come in yet. The Mario Galaxy's gone. is probably not good content for reacting for someone who doesn't play Mario Kart even remotely competitively. But I'll tell you what I definitely want to watch. I want to watch the world record for N64 Rainbow Road. Because there's like no fucking shortcuts. I have no idea where they're going to use their mushrooms. I'm genuinely curious about that. Oh boy. Less than a minute. Let's see what crazy bullshit is. I love seeing people just like drive like with one tire on the end. For both 3DS Rainbow Road and Wii Rainbow Road, it's something very funny. Oh, I don't think you can do it in this one. Oh, yeah, but in the world records for 3DS Rainbow Road and Wii Rainbow Road in the booster course, they deliberately jump off the track at the finish line. It's very funny, but you can't do it in this one. I wonder if they do it in, yeah, they almost certainly. Okay, you know what? I want to watch this test run because I want to know if you can do the ramp shortless in CC. What just happened? That was definitely not what I expected it to do. That was very funny. Trying to go on this side. Okay. Clicking on the waves of the road, probably just know it's sentiments of fucking gratitude. Well, also, there might not be any benefit to doing it. Alright, well, that's basically all I'm really interested in watching of this, it turns out. Maybe I should, before we get into the game, do one more thing, because my brother recommended a channel to me. It does, like, true crime content. Cops make horrific discovery in woman's soup pot. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure why you're trying to keep that a mystery. I think there's like, that is definitely, there's one thing that could be, and that is a dead body. That is the only thing that could possibly be with that title. You know, I don't think this is actually relevant to my search, YouTube. Will you please stop inserting random fucking videos into search results? Although, honestly, I'd forgotten Alcatraz got shut down, so. Anyway. Definitely don't want to watch that. Nah. Not actually particularly interested in this. To heck with it. Turn off media audio because I don't need it. We're just gonna get some video games going. Speaking of which, let me switch over to the Fugi, close my 3D capture software. Say the changes I made to the scene, sure. So what we're going to be playing is the Skyrim mod list Lorerim. Oh, my screen capture turned back on when I switched scenes, right? We turn it back on that one. I could probably just have one scene and just toggle the individual pieces. This would be way simpler. So they recently came out with version 4.0. I think I actually have 4.0.10 now. I haven't touched it yet because I was saving it for stream. I played a small amount of the previous version, but I never made it very far because I have terrible new characteritis. But I'm hoping that doing like a stream playthrough will help me actually complete the game instead of just starting over. Especially since this is a Requiem-based mod list, and while Requiem has been toned down a lot to make it, bearable, the early game is still very much like the worst part. Like it sucks being like below level like 7 at least in version 3. There you got all this stuff. I haven't really looked at what's an optional gameplay. Oh yes, this one's funny. This one was in version 3 here. This Nazimization. This just changes specifically Nazim in Whiterun, so his walk animation's fucking silly. So you could try EMB frame generation if we wind up needing it, but I don't think we're going to wind up needing it. But yeah, Lorerim's got some pretty cool additions for version 4 if you're familiar with version 3. But this is probably like the best mod list to play, just because a lot of mod lists, like I used to play a lot of Nolvis back before I found Lorerim. A lot of mod lists will just throw every cool mod in, even if they don't like play nice with each other. Like yeah, they might patch them if there's glitches, but you usually wind up with a bunch of like very incongruent mechanics. Lorerim like is actually like a functioning role playing game, which is great. But yeah, I may as well just launch the game. Um, yeah. It also just has a bunch of like custom mods made just for it, which is great. We're gonna see some of like the custom character creation stuff once we get started creating our character. Um, Now, as there is currently, as far as I can tell, no one in chat, I am not going to. Oh, right, I should go over to Twitch. Keyframe interval too high, unstable. What does that even mean? Okay, let me alt tab out here. I gotta. Skyrim Special Edition. Title. Alright, I think I've. Okay, cool. I've got Twitch's category updated. I have knocked my microphone. Oh no. we're probably going to be on this loading screen a little while. Oh, never mind. Now, I know it says continue, but that's because I saw it says from Lorerim 3. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete those. Those are not safe. Like, those are just going to crash. Also, you can tell most of these characters didn't make it very far. Like, this was just named Prisoner. Like, I was like, this is the one that made it the farthest to a full 12 saves. So, alright, anyway, new game. I'm gonna want to move all this shit out of the way of my keyboard. So I'm not really sure what sort of character I want to play. I'm kind of feeling like light armor, daggers, destruction, and illusion, like a dark elf, like eventually becomes a vampire. Okay, let me give me just a second here. I need to test something. Turn my display capture off real quick. Okay, yeah. We're all good on that front. Okay. So, yeah. Let's go with a dark elf. Now I should probably just, you know, pick a good body slide preset and run body slide, but I do have this, so I can at least customize what my character looks like. Yeah, I'm not sure why everything is built on zeroed sliders in Lorerim. It just kind of looks bad. Oh, it's not zeroed sliders. There's actually... Huh. Okay. This actually does something now. Okay. Anyway, let me pick a preset starting point I like here. Maybe that one. Like slightly lighter, but also slightly, no, like slightly darker, but deeper bluish gray. Say that's good. Why do I have two undress sliders? Anyway. Now, there isn't nudity in this mod pack. That's what I was checking. Like, there isn't supposed to be nudity in Lorerim, but, like, you don't know, I might have accidentally. So a lot of these aren't going to do anything, but I can, at the very least, make myself less of a stick figure. So let's start with... Let's just start by getting myself there, because I think this would be a better starting place. Now, what I should have done is just saved a preset of this before I started streaming, so I could save time, but I didn't, so... Do that. That whole section is going to do nothing. Waste. Want that. Go with a bit of that. Bit of that. Also, here's something I'm not really going to be able to show you too much going on with, but like, if I recall correctly, increasing calf size makes the calf smaller. No, it's arms where it does that. Okay. We're going to want some muscles. But yeah, arms size, increasing it decreases the size of the arms. If you want bigger arms, you have to turn arm size down. Bit of that. Bring the shoulders in just a tiny bit. What? Why is it showing me all of them twice? Anyway, whatever. We'll save that as piece set 1. Because I'll probably use something like this for just about every character I make. And then zoom back in. Now, Dark Elves in this mod pack actually, like, they specifically have some special ones with all these funny dots in the complexion slider, but I'll just go for that. Don't need the war paint. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to mess with in here. I don't think there is, unless head shape gives me anything I really want. That might be a better starting point. Face. I'll try to zoom in further, but don't have that capability. Those 14 signs, one might be better. Anything else jumping out to me? No, a lot of these are pretty bad. Oh, there's also a 0. I think let's go for 1. These jaw things, if you want to mess with the jaw, you're going to want to use the ones added by race menu. They're further down for the most part. Cheekbones placement is basically fine. Add some subtle coloration there. Maybe even more subtle than that. Maybe round that out just the tiniest bit. Oh, maybe a bit too much. Face height, don't need to mess with that. But yeah, if I jaw shape, jaw width, that's not really helping that much. Trying to make a slightly rounder face. This might be getting a little bit too like cherubic. I just don't really like the hyper angular elf faces in Elder Scrolls games. We definitely don't need that. Maybe if I could actually tone it down a little bit like that. Here, that's actually helping a lot with that. I can put it like there. And then all these sliders, this is the result of the mod race menu. Just about every mod list will include this. Eyes, right? Can't zoom in further. Let's see here. Turn the eyeliner. Actually, that's fine. Let's just turn down the opacity. Turn down the opacity on these, but not quite as much. Or is the eye shape what we want? Let's try some other stuff. 8 so far seems really good. Oh, 28 is really good. And then we got all kinds of options here. Now I know lore-wise, Dark Elves pretty much always have red eyes, but if I can find something else, like something like look at that. Like he got the red, but he also got the blue. That's nice. Should I bring the eyes in a bit? And I think they're good where they are. I got all these I can mess around with. What the heck is eye inner width? Okay, it's just specifically moving like the inner side of the eye without moving the other stuff. Let's actually put that there. I think that's good. I'll put that there, and then maybe move the overall eye in a bit. Nah, actually, I think that's better like that. And then we got eye angle, so I can tweak this around a bit, but it doesn't look very natural. Let's leave that as is. Brows are fine. Mouth. These are all super thick lips. So whatever I wind up using will probably wind up like shrinking them a bit. Let's go for like a blue again. Subtle. And then lip lower thickness, turn that down. Lip upper thickness, turn that down. I maybe I turned it down too much. Yeah, let's try that. Let's do that. We got a bunch of stuff I have no idea what they do. And there's this lip thickness. Maybe that seems a bit more natural looking. Let's do that. Then we go into hair. Hair is... Are you prepared to see how many there are? There are 1,448 hairstyles in this mod list. That is a lot. A lot of them are physics enabled, but not all of them. So we got all these. It's just... Alright. Then there's these ones that from Dint 999, which always nearly freeze the game when you load them. So let's try and get past those as well. And then this is physics-enabled versions of the popular hairstyle mod KS Hairdos, but it doesn't include every hairdo from that mod, so the non-physics-enabled version is also in the mod pack, which is one of the main reasons there are so many hairstyles. But I think I'm likely to either use this, or if I don't care about the physics, which I don't think I do, I'll go for what I usually do when I'm not bothering with finding something with physics, which is this one. It's a pretty good, like, no-nonsense, but still stylish, like, adventurer-type hair, so I go with this on a lot of the characters I create. But if now I just need to find hair color. Now, lore-wise, I think it's unusual for Dark Elves to have just about anything other than, like, black or gray hair. But let's put in just, like, the tiniest bit of, like, red. There we go. Got these. I could give her all kinds of crazy tattoos or scars if I wanted to. You know, with her backstory, I'm gonna have to hide the clothes again to make this look good. Otherwise, I'm gonna mess up the colors. We got so many of these, but I'm looking for, because, like, I'm thinking, like, her backstory basically is, like, She was always getting, like, you know, pushed around and whatnot. Like, she's from Windhelm, she was always getting, like, pushed around and whatnot by the Nords. Eventually, wound up killing one of them. Got sent to jail, and obviously they didn't take kindly to anything she'd done. So here's a bunch of whip marks. Now they're a bit too, like, white and prominent. So if I just turn down, turn the brightness up, turn the opacity down, save color, put these, and then maybe she's not from Windhelm, because it wouldn't make sense they'd let her back into the city. But she's, like, from, like, some small town near Windhelm, which doesn't actually exist in the game. But yeah, and then basically, she wound up getting essentially recruited by Molag Bal, who told her that she was supposed to be the one who was in charge and dominating others, rather than being, like, dominated and oppressed herself, because he knows what she doesn't, which is that she's the Dragonborn. And oh, there's someone in chat. There is someone in chat. Holy moly! Hello. And of course, historically, throughout the world of Tamriel, the Dragonborn have frequently ruled. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and I think that's all we need to do, unless I want to give her some makeup, but I kind of built that into the face. So yeah, now question is, what do we call her? And I think we call her Dorellis, because I don't. Oh, there's a random name button. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So now we got all kinds of stuff going on here. We start in Lorerim. You start with the birth sign, and it is you are locked to it. The standing stones currently do nothing. They're gonna add a temporary buff to them later. Let's see here. Sign of the warrior, definitely not what I'm going for. I'm more like a rogue mage. Thief, increased dexterity. I'm not sure if that's flavor text or if that's describing a mechanic, but it doesn't look like it's describing a mechanic. Lockpicks are more durable. Lockpick expertise is increased by 2. That's a Requiem thing. Does this character have major assets? I am uncertain. Like, if you mean, did I give her enormous breasts? I didn't do anything crazy. But basically, in Requiem, in order to, lockpicking sort of works like in Fallout, where you need high enough skill, or in the case of Requiem, enough perks to attempt to pick a lock. Lockpicking is 30% more likely to succeed. You're 30% harder to detect. You can seek without proficiency. Gain 10% chance to avoid physical damage. After mastering alchemy, able to apply 1 extra poison dose. Thief used to be. Yes, those assets. I did customize her body morphs, but I didn't make her like anime waifu. Let's see here. Thief used to in 3.0 was insanely good because it gave you plus crit chance. So your sign of the mage, magic increased by 50, spells are 10% stronger, doubling to 20% when you master the relevant magic skill. That could be very good. Apprentice, magicka increases by 100, regenerates extra 3 per second. But until I've mastered a magical skill, I get 25% more damage taken to me from stuff. Atronak, magicka increases by 200, increases the threat of master a skill. Do not lose magicka when hit. Increases the chance to absorb the magicka from hostile spells by 30%. You cannot regenerate magicka by yourself or non-magical sources. Sign of the Lady. Run or swim without exertion. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to be playing a Requiem Light, so the Lady the lady's main thing, being able to run at full speed without spending stamina, not particularly useful to me. Sign of the Lord, 10% magic resist, 150 armor rating, nah. Sign of the Lover, stamina regen, avoid physical damage, speech skill, shout cooldown is, that could be good. But honestly, I've never really done that much shouting in Skyrim. Although I hear it's way better in this mod pack. Sign of the Ritual, have various abilities depending on the aspects of the moons and the... Holy moly, I've already got a subscriber. Okay. Alright. We got Blessed Fire, Dead Horde, and Salvation. Enchanting is 10% stronger. Okay, this could be really cool. But I have no idea how to use it. Sign of the Shadow. Hide in the shadows once a day. 50% harder to detect. Is music noise quieter. See Moon Shatter. Or Finesse. Okay, that could be really good if I wind up leaning more into the sneak dagger side than like the destruction side. Sign of the Steed. Movement is faster. Sprinting is faster. Carry weight increases. Stamina increase, but slow effects don't affect you. Obviously, that's good. Movement speed is always a good thing to have. Prices are more favorable, more carry weight. That's very good. Lockpicking. Okay. Increasing lockpicking expertise by 4 is the equivalent of 2 perks in lockpicking to unlock higher level locks. That saves you 2 perk points. So that's pretty good. You can pick effortless locks in plain sight without being noticed. Reflect damage. That's pretty good. Sign of the Serpents. Are low energy, and most people playing this Lorerim are low energy and low-key mind-numbing. Okay, good to know. Sign of the Serpents. Improve precision, resistance to poison and paralysis, and can cast Serpent Curse once a day. Armor penetration with all weapons is increased by 10. Poison deals less damage to you, doubling this effect to level 40. Okay, that could be really good as well. But I think, just because stealth can be a bit unforgiving in modded Skyrim, and also just because I kind of suck at stealth, I think I might go for the Sign of the Shadow, because that 50% harder to detect is going to save me a lot of trouble. Select my skills. So this character is going to be using one-handed for some daggers. She's using illusion and destruction. She's going to be sneaking around a lot. She might want to learn Conjuration at some point, because she's going to become a vampire, and I think Heal Undead is in Conjuration, at least in Lorerim 3. But probably mostly going to be healing with Steal Life, hence Destruction. Let's see here. Evasion, gotta take Evasion. Gotta take... You gotta take either Wayfarer or Alteration to open locks. You gotta take... I think in this case, since I go for a more roguelike character, maybe Wayfarer and Finesse. Speech, sure. And then for my last one, I think thrown weapons are an archery, and I feel like if I am going to use ranged weapons, it's probably going to be like throwing knives, but I think that's still an archery. But at the same time, maybe I could take enchanting. Enchanting is almost certainly going to get me better in the long run. Illusions is a minor, not a major, and sneak as a major. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah, because, like, illusion, you know, also, I gotta say, illusion has some really cool shit in this model. Is like, I've never made it too far on a character in this model list, but the what is it called, like something shadow, pale shadow, where like you just summon a clone of your enemy to attack them. That's so cool. Let's see here. I think I take enchanting. Like, honestly, that 5 points in enchanting isn't going to be worth that much. But I guess we take that. say we're done there. Also, your starting skills determine your starting gear now. In Lorerim 3, you got a bunch of tokens to spend. And there was a glitch, at least in my copy of the game, where if you decided to redo... Yeah. Where with the token system in Lorerim 3, sometimes I'd just pick the wrong things, I'd decide to redo it, so I'd get all my tokens back, I'd pick the new stuff, and then I'd have both attempts items in my inventory at the end. So you could basically give yourself, like, infinite stuff at the beginning of the game, I think. So that's probably why I changed it out. Also, this is just more elegant. Although, you know, you can kind of come up with backstories for items in the system, but... Anyway... Molar Ball is great for vampires, unsurprisingly, because vampires have difficulty regenerating stamina, magicka, all that in the daylight. But you could just steal stamina and magicka from nearby foes if you're a follower of Molar Ball, which is cool. Anyway, is there anything else you're going to make me do? Oh, yes! Traits, which are not in alphabetical order because they added a bunch to the end and didn't put them alphabetized. What are my system specs? I have a 4070 Ti Super, Ryzen something. It's like either 5,000 or 7,000. I got, I think, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. Yeah, I recently got a new computer, not because my old one was performing badly, but just because it wasn't compatible with Windows 11 and they're shutting down Windows 10. Let's see here. We got Adrenaline Rush. When it lasts the 20% health, you move 20% faster and regenerate 1 stamina per second, but also deal 30% less damage when below this threshold. That's good if you want to run away, bad if you want to fight. But I'm going to be honest, I've never actually tried any of the you get buffs and debuffs when at low health perks, traits, just because, to be honest, when I'm at low health, the last thing I want is any kind of debuff. Angler, I think this one's new. We got your bond with the sea grants unique benefits. Mud crabs and slaughterfish become friendly towards you. Fishing yields more valuable items. Fishing rods deal double damage. I didn't even know you could hit people with fishing rods in this game. And have a chance to summon a mud crab to fight at your side. The summoned mud crab becomes stronger if you're carrying an insect or small fish. Fishing rods can be enchanted, however your affinity with the waters leaves you 10% more vulnerable to shock damage. Perfect for a meme character, not really what we're going for here. Au naturel. Start with 100 health, magic, and stamina. For each piece of armor or clothing you wear, lose 40 from each attribute. Up to a maximum loss of minus 160 with 4 pieces equipped. Additionally, you get plus 1 health, magic, and stamina per level for each empty armor slot. So basically... Okay. Lorerim, performance-wise, my older computer was worse in every way except for still having the 4070 Ti Super. I was still able to run Lorerim 3 just fine, and Lorerim 4's performance is generally, from what I understand, better. Nolvus, on the other hand, was lagging me to shit. Nolvus 6 was, but that's probably just because my RAM wasn't very good. I'd say as long as you have, like, a modern enough motherboard to have DDR5 RAM, and you've got, like, 4070 or better, you should be good to run Lorerim in 1440p at 60. If you want to run in 4K, you'll probably want to go for something crazier than that, but, like, generally, you don't need, like, a 50 series card to run Lorerim. You don't need, like, 128 gigs of RAM. Generally, if you can run... I'd say if you can run, like, a high-end UE4 game without lag, you can almost certainly run this in 1440p. I'm not an expert on computer performance or anything, but, like, if you can run, like, a last-gen game just fine, you should be perfectly fine. Bad-natured. Your attacks while being crouched deals 20% more and you're better at pickpocketing. However, attacks while standing up deal 20% less and wearing a divine amulet will hurt you. This could be good long-term, like once I'm really good with stealth. But in the beginning of the game, I'm probably going to be getting into a lot of open knife fights. So, Like, this could be rewarding late game, punishing early game, and the early game's already pretty punishing. Bane of the Wicked, deal 20% more damage to undead, Daedra, and werewolves. However, deal 20% less damage to other beings. No. This does not fit my character at all. Bulwark, no, I'm a rogue with destruction magic. Deal 20% more damage to playable races, do 10% less to other beings. That could be good, but at the same time, you know, the last thing I want is to be fighting a dragon dealing 10% less damage. But also, in the early game, you're probably mostly fighting playable races. Like, those playable races are going to be the things you have most trouble early game. Also, it's interesting that the Silver text says the only use for the living is to resurrect them in death, but this doesn't give you anything to do with necromancy. But that's worth considering. Let's mark it for now. Disbeliever. You reject the influence of gods, placing your faith in logic and reason instead. Dwemer weapons and armor are 33% stronger, but you cannot receive blessings from shrines or divines. Now, there probably are Dwemer light armors in Lorerim, but I'm not sure that's particularly, like, I'm probably going to want to go for, like, Daedric endgame, right? Discipline, that's bows. Not really using those. Can shout 10% more often at 20% reduced effectiveness. Druid. Okay, the last thing I want as a vampire is weakness to fire, and I'm not really using druidic spells. Elemental conduit, no. You'd rather shoot fast than shoot hard. Bows draw 30% faster. Crossbows reload 30% faster, but they both do 30% less damage. Like, that maybe could be good, like if you're playing a non-stealth archer. But again, I'm not really planning on doing that. Focused. When at less than 20% health, you regenerate 5 magicka per second and absorb 10% of incoming spells, but you take 10% more damage than below this threshold. This might actually be good. And the reason this might actually be good is because if I am at less than 20% health, the next hit is killing me anyway. Gambler? Oh, Gambler is really good. You go in all or nothing, gain 50% chance to critical hit. However, overall weapon damage is reduced by 40%. It was like reduced by 25% in Lorerim 3, but I think they buffed crits overall, so they had to do it more. Oh, what is up? I'm building my character. She is a Dwemer, Destruction, and Illusion Rogue. She is a follower of Molag Bal. Basically, her backstory is she was in just like a really shitty situation, getting pushed around by Nords and whatnot, and eventually Molag Bal kind of told her that she was supposed to be the one who was in the position of domination because he knew that she was Dragonborn, who typically historically have ruled Tamriel, and so basically, and so he wants the Dragonborn on his side. So he basically recruited her with the promise of power. Overall weapon damage reduced by 40%. When you let a critical hit, your attacks do 10% more damage for 30 seconds, stackable up to 5 times. I think that's a change from 3.0 from version 3.2. I think it was stackable more, but it didn't last as long. I mean, I gotta be honest, if you're going with daggers, which I am, you have to take Gambler. Like, like, this is the crit build trait. You kind of have to take it. You can only get 2, but I think you can get a 3rd after completing the main quest line. Defiler, again, I'm not sure if I want that. Giantkin. Descended from the mighty giants, you gain 10% magic resistance to damage with blunt weapons. However, you cannot read skill books or use scrolls and staves. This is not a good perk for a magic rogue. Glutton, you love food but hate medicine. Food benefits are 25% stronger, but potions have only 50% their efficiency. Now, that's potentially interesting, because once I'm a vampire, health potions wouldn't be doing anything for me, so food buffs might actually be more valuable, but at the same time, magicka potions are probably going to be a thing I'm using a lot of. Lurker is very funny. It just turns you into Gollum. Well, when not wearing any clothes, sneak attacks deal 2.5 times more damage, and you can sneak 25% better. Eating fish when it's raw and wriggling triggers a powerful healing effect the last 10 minutes. However, armor provides no protection. Cooked food offers no benefits. No weapons with a weight above 10 will deal no damage. Not really what I'm going for this character, but it's certainly a thing. Good nature, deal 10% less damage with weapons and destruction spells. No thank you. However, while wearing an amulet of the Divines, beneficial spells and potions last 20% longer, and you take 20% less damage. So basically, if you're playing like a support class and are just relying on companions to kill things, this could be a good perk for you. Hoarder, you love carrying stuff around even if it's junk. Gain 200 carry weight, selling prices are 50% worse. Homeowner, you've secured a place to call your own, choosing one of Skyrim's fine homes home to settle in. However, comfort comes at a cost. Each week, you must make a mortgage payment based on the home's value. This is basically just lifted straight from Starfield. Introvert, you thrive in solitude but falter in the crowd. When facing 3 or fewer enemies, you deal 15% more damage, whether with weapons or destruction magic. Against 4 or more, your nerves get the better of you, and you deal 10% less. So basically, I mean, as a light armor dagger character, I'm already going to be wanting to not be facing a bunch of enemies at once. I'm going to want to pick people off if I can at all, in which case I'd be... yeah, it's like... This is probably really good for a stealth character. And, unlike Defiler, it won't get me weaker against dragons. Like, if I'm fighting a dragon, I'm fighting one enemy. So I think Introvert might be a good thing to take. Jack of all spells... buffs Novice, Apprentice, and Expert, but DB is Expert and Master spells. Could be good, especially since I think there is a way to remove it once you're in Expert and Master spells. King of Worms. You can have one additional summon or undead thrall. However, the direction of summon and resurrecting spells is reduced by 33%. Lightfoot. When not wearing boots or shoes, your movement is muffled. You move 5% faster and suffer no fall damage. But when wearing boots or shoes, you move 10% slower. You can combine that with Au Naturel for even more benefits than not wearing shoes. There's a similar thing for hand-to-hand. We'll get to that in a minute. Marathon Runner. You regenerate 5 stamina per second while sprinting, but you cannot gain any stamina while running or standing still. Master of Destiny. Standing stones cannot be used, but you begin the game with an additional 3 perk points and a permanent +5 boost to all skills. Nosferatu, you're an ugly sight and live in the sewers. -50 speech, no health, magic, or stamina regen while outdoors. Eating skeever meat gives you a 20% speed boost and restores 10 health, magicka, and stamina per second for 180 seconds. Basically, you're a sewer rat man and everyone hates you. Old-fashioned. Weapons, armor, and magical staves made of iron, wood, steel, fur, or hide are 50% stronger, otherwise they're 10% weaker. Basically, if you want to wear low-level armor for the whole game, this is the thing for you. Pacifist, again, not really sure what playstyle this is going to be particularly helpful for. When your hands are lowered, you restore 2 magic and stamina per second, but raising your hit of combat will have the opposite effect. So even if you're playing support class, right, you still need to be able to cast your spells, but being ready to cast even a non-hostile spell will... It's me from YouTube Stream? Oh, it's you. Oh, okay. Oh, it's you. Okay. I understand now. So this just kind of seems bad. I don't know. Maybe it's really good, but Rage, when at less than 20% health, you deal 20% more damage and take 20% less damage, but you move 30% slower. Moving slower is a death sentence for a light armor character, so we're not going to do that. Skill, reading skill books creates an extra skill point, and trainers cost 50% less. However, every 5 levels you don't gain a perk point. Skill levels are pretty easy to come by. Perks are extremely valuable. I can't imagine this is good. Yeah, I was confused because I thought you were saying you were someone named Strim from YouTube. And then I realized that's not your actual name. Soul Reaver, you gain countless souls for your gain. Weapon and armor enchantments are 10% stronger and use 10% less charge. Armor rating and weapon damage is reduced by 10%. Interestingly, if you're playing with, I think it's one of the Lorerim race overhauls. I think it's Imperius is the one. One of the Lorerim race overhauls gives a high elves this effect passively. Swimmer. In water, you swim 30% faster, can breathe underwater and regenerate health, magic, and stamina by a flat 1 per second. On land, you suffer 25% less health, stamina, and magic regeneration. This is very much buffed from Lorerim 3, where you couldn't regenerate resources at all on land. So basically, this might actually be usable now. Unbound Hands, great if you're doing a monk. Spells are 15% stronger, and armors do plus 30 more damage. That should be like plus 5 when not wearing gloves or gauntlet, but they suffer the opposite effect when wearing gloves or gauntlets. So basically, just take your gloves off, 50% stronger spells, plus 30 flat damage to unarmed attacks. Like, if you're playing an unarmed character, like, you have to take this. Way of the Voice. Hostile shots are 30% less effective, but non-hostile shots has a 20% chance to reset the shot cooldown. Witcher. Potions and poisons you craft are 20% more effective. Consuming raw ingredients grants double the effects. However, you can only benefit from up to 4 active potion effects at a time. Addict, scume and alcohol lasts twice as long, and you can craft scume in a cooking pot. When not under the effects, you have a 25% chance to get staggered when hit. Heir to the Relic. You begin your journey with a treasured artifact passed down through your bloodline, but such gifts are never free. The legacy carries a hidden debt. Until it is repaid, you are bound to the land, unable to fast travel. Interesting. And this is, we're getting into like new stuff I haven't seen before here. Phalanx. You deal 50% more damage with spears, javelins, pikes, and halberds. However, you take 50% more damage when hit from behind. Also gives you a unique pike. That's pretty cool. Your wands are 20% more effective when wearing a wizard hat. When not wearing a wizard hat, all spells are 10% less powerful or last 10% less. Touch of the Arcane, your touch and cloak spells are 20% stronger. All others are 10% weaker or last 10% less time. Silent Dova. It says right here, werewolves and vampires can't use it, so that's automatic out of the question. I'm not sure how this works. So, I'm not sure. It says you choose not to speak the Thu'um, instead hoarding the souls of slain dragons to fuel your own power. For each undead dragon soul, you get, unspent dragon soul, you gain plus 10 health, magic, and stamina. But you have to shout at least sometimes to complete the game. I think choosing not to speak the Thu'um is flavor text. But that's kind of confusing. It might be better to say you choose not to, like, hone the Thu'um, or something like that, or you choose not to pursue the Thu'um, because, like, you do... I imagine you could still do, like, Unrelenting Force and Whirlwind Sprint to complete the main quest, and, like, this doesn't cut off access to those. Serene Presence. Your calming aura makes you effortlessly persuasive. Persuasion checks almost always succeed, and pacifying spells are 20% stronger. However, your intimidation effects are half as likely to succeed. Your friendship spells are 20% weaker. Dominating Will. Your presence commands fear. Intimidation checks almost always concede. That is literally just the exact inverse of Serene Presence. Fatal Attraction. Your presence is as dangerous as it is alluring. You can choose one gender. You deal 20% more physical damage to them, but in turn take 20% more from the other. So that's kind of inspired by the Black Widow / Cherchel FM / Confirmed Bachelor / I actually don't remember what the male what the other one is for male characters, but there's similar perks in Fallout New Vegas. Blighted Fists. Your unarmed attacks deal plus 10 unresistable disease damage to targets without disease immunity. Oh, interesting. So basically, you can combine that with Unbound Hands and just feel like some kind of weird poison monk. That could be interesting. Acoustic Arcanist. After playing an instrument and your sonic spells become 20% more powerful. However, your booming presence makes hiring followers more expensive because you're too loud, I guess. And your reliance on sound magic weakens because your physical attacks by 15%. Unshakable. Your shield bashes Deal 20% more damage and cost 20% less stamina. However, relying so much on your steel makes dodging incredibly inefficient, tripling its stamina cost. Definitely not using that for this character. Focus precision. Arrows and bolts deal 50% less damage, but have a 20% chance to push targets away. Huh. At will, you can consume a dragon soul to amplify the magnitude of your shouts by 50% for 1 hour. So I guess if you have a bunch of spare dragon souls and no shouts you want to spend them on, you could just buff your shouts with the dragon souls. That's pretty cool. Blood Warrior, you take 50% more physical damage. You start with plus 100 health and gain plus 5 health per level. Reflect 100% of incoming physical damage. That's interesting. Sunkissed. Definitely doesn't work thematically with my character. Wandering Monk. Power attacks the quarterstaves. Will force the enemy to drive them up to the ground. However, this only applies if you're not wearing any armor. And Shahai, your bound weapons do 50% more damage, but you take 25% more damage from the undead. I might wind up using bound daggers, but probably not. I'd say what I picked is probably best for this character. Confirm. Oh. Requiem Light gives me 6 perks to start instead of 3, too. Okay. I mean, that... Like, that almost feels like cheating. Like, that feels like a bit more than what I would expect from a difficulty setting, you know? Anyway, let's see what items I've been given. Alright, I still just have the clothes and stitched boots. I got, oh, a ring of minor sneaking. 10% harder to detect, and movement noises are decreased by half as much. Thank you. Iron Dagger, gotta have that. Iron Sword of Dismay. Suppose that's useful. Staff of Entropic Touch. Okay, so basically I just have a touch spell. Suppose that's okay. Probably not going to use that much. Let's see here. Alright, that's just basically telling me, hey, here's how you start the main quest. Looks like the potion naming convention might have changed. Anyway, let me get my perks going, because I guess I have 6. Oh, right. I should look at these perk trees, because the mob maker added stuff from Ordinator into this, so... Okay, looks like Blood Magic still just has the 2, as does Entropic and Arcane, but Pyromancy gets that, and then it gets Cremation and Fire Mastery. Cryomancy gets Deep Freeze. Renders targets more susceptible to frost and freezes enemies with low resistance to frost or magic. Oh, I thought he... Oh. Yeah, I was thinking that doesn't seem ordinary. Magic is unchanged, so... I'm not sure what's going on with this. Heavy Armor. Okay, I think I see what the new perks are. We got Devastating Tackle. Alright. And we got Immovable. Then we got... Oh, it's like a bunch of stuff in block. I'm not sure how much of this is new. Archery, Wayfarer, Finesse, Block, and Speech. Okay. Speech. I think there's new stuff in here. I think I remember seeing that on the Discord. Oh, yeah, we got... additional stuff for the different weapons types. Ignore armor with daggers. 20 times critical damage on standing power attacks against some of that there. We got that final stand. Archery. Alright, Lion's Arrow. I remember this thing being a thing in Ordinator, but I'm going to be honest with you, I've never actually properly played a stealth archer in this game, so I've actually never wound up using this, but this just lets you attach like fireballs to your arrows. It's pretty fucking crazy. Evasion looks like it might be the same. Oh, no, there's more stuff in here. Evasive leap. Flexibility to dodge. Oh, it unlocks ability to dodge. So you might just not be able to do that at all without it. It used to be you had a worse dodge without it. Like I played a fair bit with Ordinator. To the point where when I make my own mod list, which I do plan on doing, because I have a pretty ambitious idea for like a Skyrim armor overhaul, which would basically, you'd need to build the whole mod list around it. But I think, when I make my own mod list, I'm probably not going to use Ordinator just because, like, I'm not, I've just played with it so much, so I want to do something else. Sneak. Problem solvers from Ordinator. Tripwire is from Ordinator. Wayfarer. Oh yeah, these here. These are from Ordinator. They let you basically lockpick dwarven automatons to control them. Let's see here. Finesse. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't really remember what was in Finesse. But, let's see here. I think that might be from Ordinator. I'm not sure. Gain carry weight, light armor rating, and sneak ability per pocket picked. Okay, that's really good. So, at the end of this, you get 10% extra light armor, 30% extra sneak ability, and 100 extra carry weight, or 50 extra carry weight, once you picked 100 pockets with this perk. That's pretty crazy. Death's Emperor is a thing from Ordinator. All right. I see you do. We do not give the ability to pickpocket people's equipped armor off of them. Which is probably for the best, because while that is funny, it is also just it's a little too funny. It probably takes people out of the game. Traps can now be poisoned. Okay, that's actually really cool. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like the ability to place bear traps, like that never really stood out to me as something particularly interesting. But if you can poison them suddenly, that's cool. When deploying a trap, you can consume elemental salt to coat it. Affected enemies take minor elemental damage, and on death, summon an Atronak. Okay. Okay. I see what you're doing here. And it's really cool. I might have to incorporate traps into my playstyle, which I was not expecting. Let's take Trapper. Actually, we don't need sleight of hand just yet. Let's take Cheap Tricks. Take Sneak. And 3 more. I want to get to this dodge as soon as possible. But let's... I don't think we need the first perk innovation just yet. At least not as much as we need. Weapon mastery. And then... illusion novice. I gotta take... we gotta take Pale Shadow. This is probably my favorite novice spell. Let's see here. Illusory Wolf, Fury Touch, Fury Distraction. Let's see here. Dispel Magic, Dark Vision. I guess take Dark Vision. Alright. And then one more. No, not that. Take Destruction. And then we take Absorb Health and then maybe Icy Touch. Because, like, I'm gonna be honest, I've always ignored Frost Magic in Skyrim just because the Nords are resistant to it. Which I've always sort of assumed make it just bad. But it does drain stamina. So it could be a good thing to deal with, like, if I got, like, a warrior who's just up in my face, I can hit him with some Frost and do that. Also, you know, it sort of fits with the whole Chill of the Grave thing a vampire could have going, so maybe I should do Drain Health and Ice. Plus, there's that perk that makes ice spells reduce frost resist, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Now, the question then becomes, do I read these now, or do I do this? And I think I do this first, just because I'm not sure if waiting will break anything.
Speak, and fulfilled your destiny.
Alright, this is pretty cool. This is the new alternate start mod that replaced alternate perspective, primarily because basically no one in the modding community likes the person who made alternate perspective, I think, and he might have taken down a mod that added voice acting to it for, like, no real reason. It's unclear what's going on there. Why choose a damage type? Just go with Elemental Flare. Yes, of course. Alright, let's see here. None, random. You're regular in Summer Skyrim Solstheim. You're riding Skyrim by ship. You're a criminal with high bounties and multiple holds, taking shelter at a nearby camp. That could be good. I'm pretty sure I could start as a vampire. But I feel like it might be better not to. Just A, because I'm not really good at playing with Requiem yet. And I think you want to be good at playing with Requiem before you become a vampire. And B, because I feel like, yeah, sure, you know, this character has been promised power by Molag Bal, but also at the same time, I think you want the character to have to sort of earn that power instead of just being gifted it. Wanted criminal could be good, you know. The mod author for Live Another Life had a major crash out, deleted almost everything he had from Nexus, then re-uploaded it broken, then took it back down to upload it again without voice acting. Oh. Yes, of course. My cup noodles are getting cold. Wanted criminal might be good. Like, she might have, like, sort of, like, attacked some of the Nords who are mistreating her, and that might have sent her down, like, a dark path or something. Plus, I mean, another thing that's really cool about this mod is the opening still happens in-game, even if you don't pick the vanilla start. You can't pick the vanilla start. Don't pick Shipwrecked. Okay. I do remember Shipwrecked was one of the ones in alternate start. I'm pretty sure if you're playing with survival, you just don't want to take that because you'll just freeze to death in the water before you can get to shore. So you're Left 4 Dead. Shipwrecked. Don't do that one. You're the last survivor deep underwater while you manage to escape. Your own property in the major cities. This just seems like better than Homeowner. Part of a vampire clan, werewolf hunter in Hercine's name. Member of the Forsworn. Guilds. You're the Dragonborn of Legend. Saving the... Oh, you can't pick the vanilla start. Roadside ambush. I feel like I will just die. Fell in a spike pit. Bounty hunter approaching a bandit camp. That could be cool. Prisoner in a bandit fort. Out of the wilderness. Addict. Dwemer Ruin Alchemist at Angie's camp. Currently, the only way to do this art is choosing Fingleam with the heir to the relic trait. I assume that helps me breathe underwater or something. At Angie's camp. Beggar. Jailed. I honestly, jailed just kind of makes sense. You know, maybe she was getting pushed around by like racist assholes in Windhelm, wound up, you know, fighting back about it, got thrown in jail, and then that's when Molag Bal sort of came to her. Oh, it's a glass helmet that removes frost damage from cold water. Cool. Anyway, I think jailed is probably the one that makes the most sense for this character. Mercenary, merchant. Oh, these have the same. These have the same flavor text at the top. Pilgrim Shrine, Pilgrim Temple, Thalmor Prisoner, Vampire. Okay, oh, I see. There's two different vampire and two different werewolf options, because I think this mod is capable of accepting alternate starts from other mods. But let's just say jailed in East Marches Windhelm, right? I'm pretty sure East Marches Windhelm. Okay, East Marches Windhelm. Cool. All right. And then I think now it's probably safe to study these. Oh, cool. It's got a custom animation in first person now. Oh, there's actual text in there. Oh no, I'm hungry. Let's see here. Pale Shadow. Study for an hour. Why does it make me click it twice? I don't know. Absorb health. The reason I'm reading these before heading out is because I imagine the prisoners start by take my stuff. And I might get it back after I like leave prison, but I just don't want to lose my spell tomes I got from my perk with due to some sort of weird mod interaction. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish those and then head out. Hay pile. Yes, I've been.
The
I have had my
Imperials think
stuff
us all
taken.
lawless.
I'm so tired.
I'm proof of this.
All right, meat. It's time for you to earn your freedom. We don't just let people rot in cells until they've served their time. Here, you fight. If you win, you go free. If you lose, well, you'll know the freedom of Sovngarde if you're lucky. All right. Head to the pit when you think you're ready.
Alright. I imagine I go this way. I don't think I go this way. I don't actually know what to do. What do I do? I don't know what to do. How do I go to the pit? I don't know where I'm going.
I heard the gourmet is hiding out somewhere in Skyrim. You know, fella who wrote that cookbook?
How do I?
Great. Some new blood. Okay, let's see what you can do. Head to the pit when you think you're ready.
Maybe that's what I had to do? Down to the pit? Nope. That is not what I had to do. Is this broken? Is this start broken? What do I do? Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be getting sent to the pit. But that's the only door I see where it seems like that might be where I'm supposed to go. Huh. Yeah, I think I tried this in some other mod list and I just wound up having to sleep and serve my time. Yeah. Let's try that, because I think I tried the same start in something else, and I think that's what fixed it, was just sleeping my time in jail away like normal. And then I'll just go, like, do the fight, and we'll just pretend they made me do it. 20% total gold weight. Well, that's kind of cool. It actually shows you how much it weighs now. Huh. I have received better stuff. I'm not sure why. No, I'm tired. Even though I just woke up.
Then it's true, what everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood?
Oh, Grimbar. Always with the nonsense. No, of course not. Those are just tales.
Fine, then I'll invite him out to play. He lives right there. I'm going to knock him down.
Wait! Praise Dallas.
Maybe. Oh, one advantage of starting with Windhelm is I can start the Dark Brotherhood quest right away. Or at least pick it up. I'm probably not high enough level to really start trying to actually do that. I don't know where the entrance to the pit is. I'm pretty sure there is an overground entrance. Is this it? And I already set the match, so I should be able to just go in, right? Sword, dagger. Let's see here. Head down to the pit and fights.
Found!
Oh, well you're not. Oh, there we are. I know the sword says it's on the sphere, but.
We are routed! Fall back! Gonna die for that.
Oh, I'm in favor of my spells. Alright. Let's meme on this guy.
Fall back!
The crowd is loud. I probably should use that basin of renewal. Oh boy, I've got my first spam bot in chat. Alright, like, here's what I really don't get about that spam bot there. Like, I get putting the space in the URL so it doesn't get flagged as a link and taken down by like automod. But why is there an umlaut on B? That's not an umlaut. It's some other accent mark, but like, I don't understand why changing like random letters after symbols helps avoid automod. Maybe it's more so the streamer will notice it in the middle of a large stream of messages. But if a streamer has like a large stream of messages that probably don't need the spam bot's help there. And if you don't actually have a large chat, making a fake chat will not help with that.
Please, how long must I do this? I keep praying, Night Mother. Why won't you answer me? Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. Finally! My prayers have been answered! It worked! I knew you'd come! I just knew it! I did the Black Sacrament over and over with the body and the things. And then you came, an assassin from the Dark Brotherhood. You don't have to say anything. There's no need. You're here, so I know you'll accept my contract. My mother, she died. I'm all alone now. So they sent me to that terrible orphanage in Riften, Honor Hall. The headmistress is an evil, cruel woman. They call her Grella the Kind, but she's not kind. She's terrible to all of us. So I ran away and came home and performed the Black Sacrament. Now you're here, and you could kill Grelod the Kind!
Are you going to give me a dialogue option?
Please hurry. To be honest, I'm kind of lonely here. As much as I hated getting sent to Honor Hall,
Oh,
I really miss
you
my
don't mind
friends
if I
there.
take your shit. I am taking your shit. Wolf Queen, a gold necklace, some clothes, a jug of milk, letter from Steward Yorleaf. Okay, it looks like they've removed XP from reading. Dash of salt, goat cheese, raw goat leg. Alright. Let's see here. We got that, we got that, we got that. Got that. Now, I know there's no actual benefit to not wearing armor around town. I just think it's kind of neat to wear like actual clothes and not just armor when you're in town.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with yourself.
A little bit
You
of that.
refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
But we haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey,
Oh,
maybe the
I never
reason
collected my
these
reward for the fight.
Christians don't help in the war. Imperial spies.
All right, we got parkour.
Got something to sell? Come and talk to me.
Well done. Excellent. Very good.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords.
Everyone
Gold
named
solves
it.
most problems, doesn't it?
All right. So I could continue. Hit try see if I can do another match. I could also see if I'm doing like a radiant quest maybe. I could head towards Riften to deal with Grelod. Let's see here. We got bread and salt. I wonder what they sell. We got missives. Deliver letter to Iverstead. That's always hunt vampire in Eastmarch. Retrieve heirloom. I'm gonna be honest, both of these I probably can't do. Gather iron ore I can do. Gather fire salts. I probably want to get in the habit of picking those up for when I can enchant my bear traps. Deliver letter to Iverstead and clear out. I probably can't clear out Darkshade cops. Fire salts. No, don't discard this. I just want to read it. Gather iron ore. Don't discard it. I just want to know what it is. Deliver letter. Oh, it's Rolf, that guy. I'm sure he'll be. Look at that fucking armor! That was fucking sick. Anyway, let's see here. Deliver a letter distance.
Imperial dogs. There's nothing that's too low for them.
Hilda the Unseen has some actual sleeves, good for her.
Come on, just stoke the fire, take a seat and get the cold out. Watch what you're doing.
Okay, he's not in here. I thought he was in here. Am I dumb? Oh no, he just left. Oh, we're on the balcony. Okay. All right.
Well, if it isn't a grayskin.
The divine smile on those
Of course.
charity.
He even sounds mad about.
Get out of my face.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
It's been so long since I played unmodded Skyrim. I don't think I ever completed the game without mods. By which I mean I've completed it precisely once, and I know for a fact I was playing with mods. I have no idea if he is actually hostile towards Dark Elf player characters unmodded, or if that's just something that like was added by a mod because it's obviously how it should work. Please don't crash. There we go. Okay. The air is in fact very cold here. Good to know. Oh, I should have taken camping supplies. Or bought some camping supplies. Yeah, let me just go do that. I actually know where the general store is here. I think it's here, maybe? That is not the general store. Maybe there's one in the Grey Quarter? Alright. I think there's one down here.
You're a war hero, Brunwolf. All
Sad
people
reason
listen to
where-
you.
There we go.
Let me know if you see anything you like. All my goods are legitimate, which is more than I can say for
Do you
some.
have the book Where Were You in the Dragon Bullet Rope? 20 gold.
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Well, it's not here right now. Just use some basic camping supplies. Yeah, let's keep the second iron dagger in case I want to do some like 2-dagger style fighting. Yeah, honestly, I don't think this is worth using at all. Because my basic dagger does more damage and doesn't require charge. So let's just sell that. Sell these clothes. Keep the leather gear. Sell the hat. Potion of invisibility could really come in handy. Frost salts, we'll keep those. Sell the Wolf Queen Volume 5. Do I have anything that I might find interesting to purchase? Circlet of Magicka, well outside my price point. Chef shoes. Fastened scarf, short woven scarf. Scarves are nice. Maybe I should buy a scarf. And then a backpack for the carry weight.
Do come. Again.
Anyway, let's see here. That's not the main door. Let's go to the main door. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. Alright.
Fresh fish, straight from the fjord.
Elm Stables. Okay. If I want to go to Iverstead, I want to go towards Riften, I think. I should actually get some food. What is that squelching noise? It's like a sort of steam field. I don't know if that's what it's squelching noise though. I've definitely gotten well off the road here. I don't even know if there was a road direction I was going. I should probably put it on some armor now that I'm out and about. Let's avoid the giant. Yeah, the parkour feels way better on that. Not go. Actually, you know what? Let's give the cave like one try. Let's level up first. Oh, the camp layout's different. Oh, this is a very good change, because sometimes in Lorerim 3 your camp site would appear underground and you couldn't interact with it unless you used the toggle clip. So storage, I can put stuff in storage. You know, let's actually use that. Let's put all my raw food in storage, put the alcohol in storage. I'm gonna be honest. The alcohol items in Lorerim, I have no idea why you would ever drink them. Like, they give you like temp HP essentially, but at a huge cost. Alright, let's see here. Let's take some sneak. Let's take some. Oh, gotta take Wayfarer and Finesse. Those are dog water right now. Take some illusion. Take some evasion and some one-handed. And then I'll put my first points into badly we're about to get destroyed. This is probably going to go very badly. Alright. Looks like I can see well enough. Also, I'm not sure what the difference is between dark vision and night vision, because with a whispered word and magical gestures, the caster's eye will be able to reveal what lies hidden in the dark for 300 seconds. Dual casting grants night vision. So what is the difference between this and night vision? I guess just a weaker effect. Oh boy! That alerted every spider. Like I'm super high level oh boy, there's people. It's not just spiders. Okay. Decreased magic because I'm outnumbered. Damage is outnumbered. I might have to run out.
I'll give you a swift and beautiful death.
Alright, come on. Get up. Took out way more of those spiders than I was expecting to be able to. No point hoarding these. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we can really deal with that location right now. Not late enough at night to go to bed. Okay. So, my sword goes back into my inventory when I pack up the camp, which makes sense. Like from a game balance and real world perspective. I'm just not really sure why I would bother using it in that case. There's the mixed water mill. Magic effect on me. Night Eye. Is that the magical effect being displayed in the corner? I suppose it must be. That symbol just doesn't make any sense for Night Eye. Some kind of crazy tower or something up there. Definitely not strong enough to interact with that. Skeletons. Okay, these are not the crucified skeletons. There are 3 of them in place. Let's see here. Where will we go? So this world map is, it's not exactly showing me all the roads. But I think this way is the way we want to go. had to move my keyboard like backwards on my desk towards my monitor to make room for my drawing tablet. And my rest of my arm on the desk like that is kind of uncomfortable. Riften window. Iris head this way, apparently. Yeah, that seems right. We're starting to see the stars. Yeah, see, like that subtle fade in. Now we can just barely see them because the sun's we're in dusk. That's really nice. The biosphere you can just barely see them. That might just be the night eye effect. Those we'll find out in 15 seconds. One mod that was in Lorerim that I miss was the old moons. Like that funny magic fissure moon, I really like that. Okay, yeah, that was just the night eye effect that was making the sky appear a bit hazy. I'm not sure if there's still anyone in chat. They might have all gone home. Let's see here. Start this way. Alright, I don't have my controls set up the way I want them. Shot power. I like to have... Well, actually, I don't remember what I have... What's... If I go into true directional movement, what is set to target lock? Mouse 5, that's what I thought, which means controls. I like to set. Okay, you're not letting me. Controls. I set shot power to mouse 4. I sworn I saw a wolf. Curious soldier. The soldier's carrying a prisoner. I do not care. Oh! We got like a old vignette effect while you're sneaking. I think that might be new. Which way do I go to get that? I don't think that... Does this lead somewhere? Or does this like lead to a dungeon or something? There we go. First successful sneak attack of the playthrough. Huh. That's interesting. I just noticed the vignette effect as my sneaking is applied to the screen space, including the UI. I'm not sure if that's intentional, or if it is intentional, it might not even be fixed, or unintentional, it might not be fixable. I don't think this is the way that I understand it. Poke our head in. Get out of the rain. not exactly a great shelter from the rain. Ooh! Orcish dagger, holy moly! I can't zoom out right now. That's a lot. I wanted to see how my equipables are set up on me. Oh shit. There's Fulmer in here. We absolutely cannot fight Fulmer. Okay. Alright. So my options are be outside in the rain, or be inside in a lake surrounded with goblins, by hell goblins. Yeah. And it's not raining. Okay. So that's where my daggers are right now. Let's find our way back to the main road. That might be it. Back here. Come on. Oh shit. We're running for real this time. We're stuck season anyway. Oh, I'm up here now. Maybe I go this way? Yeah, I think this... It can be really hard to tell what the road is in modern Skyrim. And vanilla Skyrim, actually, I think. I think I found something that's straightforward with the road. I think if I follow this, I'll be headed to my instead. Okay, there's a bear. There's a bear. He's trying to find something else. Let's just get the heck out of here. Alright. Water's being a bit funny over here. Another day. Fighting multiple trolls, okay. Stay out of that. Bird roots. Ooh. Let's see what this guy has. Stormcloak, nasal leather helmet, Stormcloak chainmail. Shimar Vamidium. Nope, Captain. Alright, now what's this say? Bloody ribcage, bloody skeleton hand. Oh, another Stormcloak guy. Take all your shit too. Alright, I'm slow because I'm running low on stamina. Okay. Let's see here. Some of this is better than what I have equipped. Honestly, I think I prefer hood. accidentally sell them. What? Cell change detector combat end reset. Resets the quest on combat end. Resets the quest on combat end. I feel like it shouldn't be showing me these. These seem to be like internal coding things I don't need to see. Question is, are you in an inn or in your house? If you're in your house, I'm gonna have to wait for you. Hold on a moment. I thought they got rid of respawn souls, like, and replaced it with, something else. What does this mean?
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Huh? Thank you. Here, this is for you. Just get out of town as fast as you can. Nothing for anyone here.
Probably going to want to. I'm definitely gonna want to like go outside town or something and instead of spending, you know, gold on a limited inn. But the question now becomes: do I want to go to Riften and try and deal with Drellod all sneaky like, or do I want to go to a easier area like Whiterun and do some farming and whatnot there? I say we go to Rift and see if we can get some nipses there, and maybe we can deal with Drellod. Getting rid of stances. I'm not sure if you actually did. You did not get rid of stances. shelter, sleep. So it's 7 in the morning. Break camp. A little peckish. Yes. Where's the chicken, I guess? Oh. Oh. That much raw meat, but probably the old Lord random encounter. Not fight the bear. I cannot outrun the bear. Tail shadow, come on. Cannot fight that guy. Could have sworn they replaced souls like respawn though. Yeah, I thought they had that other Zelda character where you just sort of took an injury and then. Okay, well, this is the way to hose it, I think. Ruins of the Vault. Some bandits around here. Especially there's gonna be some loot around here. Septum, lockpick, young cultist, restore health mate. Take those, take that. Don't take that. Help!
You're the wrong one. You're dead. Take me.
Whoever mechanism. What will I think of next? I know the mechanisms. Like advanced robots.
That's it. That's your best. Wait to count out your coin. Die already, so I can take your victory. Okay.
That's that done with. Boiled cabbage soup, leather grenade, rooted.
See you dead. I can smell your shame.
Oh
well. Must have run off.
I could definitely get rid of this guy like that. Oh, now there's a bear. There's a bear now. Well, thanks for clearing the dungeon for me, I guess. Oh, this is the one I was fighting earlier. He fucking followed me. Okay, not worth fun. Move another sword health top. Once. Slow this guy down. Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that build guy. He seems to be leaving me alone though. Explore that and get the loot, but come on. Give me some kind of cool idea. That is indeed what that item looks like. I think the bear honestly left. Okay. not hostile. Not every day you see a spider with mushrooms growing out of it and it ignores you. Alright, let's take evasion. Take one-handed. Take instructions. Nice. Okay. Maybe take Wayfarer. Let's say take some help this time. Speech. Also, speech is just absolutely like comically large. Okay. We got. Commander.
know who you are. So you better come with us right now.
I don't know who you think I am, and I don't care. Leave me alone.
I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly, and we won't have to get rough. Brother, I think she's telling the truth.
I'm not going anywhere. Now back off before I do something drastic.
Doesn't have the scar. What? Oh, you're right. We've made a mistake. Now move along before that mouth of yours gets you into trouble.
Time you're looking to pester someone, make sure it's the right person.
Still on the prowl. What are you attacking me for? Oh, right, same. Shit. You can't beat me.
Scott!
Them dealing with belongs to the North. Gonna make this a lot easier. I'd rather fight than other Americans. I'll make you pay. I tried to dodge, but I don't have the perk for it, so get fucked. Back too. I'm all the way back over here. At this point, it's time for my character to get some sleep. And I feel like this character would not be considerate enough to avoid setting up a camp in the middle of the road, so... Actually looks pretty cool. Worse than, you know, my best armor, but looks cool. I should probably drop some of that, to be perfectly honest. I am hungry. Who's this? Walks with purpose.
Greetings, sister. You look weary. I have something to... The finest skooma, the sweetest moon sugar, at a fair price, of course. Each has their own way.
Holy shit, I can't believe I got away with that.
good as dead.
Holy shit, what is this guy's moveset?
Just spit on you. No sign of it.
I now have bounty on my head and I can't hear it. Goodness. Okay, cool. I was not expecting it to be level 27. Okay. Those animations were cool, though. Yeah, I need to drop the pelts. I don't need those. I probably shouldn't be clearing out inventory space, so I still have almost 200 inventory. Carry weight remaining. Oh shit, he's still there. That means I can take him out.
Help me! Help! Ah, found you. No sign of him.
What the heck? That didn't go very well.
Greetings, sister. You look weary.
Can I help you? Keep your hands to yourself. Here for work? With Leifnar gone, at this rate, we won't last more than a few more seasons. He said he was going east. I waited. If I only knew where he was. Good. If you see him, tell him Grosta said he can go straight to oblivion. He's not welcome here anymore. You need to leave.
Don't think I'm gonna be able to do anything right now. Saw. Not point doing that, huh?
Faisnir, you won't leave here alive.
Need something?
Should be good.
I'll paint the snow with your blood.
Alright, not yet. Probably essential.
Back to back.
That could have gone better. that was real dumb. Why is my rift bounty 10,500? Maybe 1,050.
You have committed crimes against Sky. I guess you're...
Meet us today. The week is half over.
No, come to gloat, have we? Did Harold send you to taunt me? To poke fun? I could feel you laughing behind my back. Because I did something not a soul in this blood-stained house of war has the backbone to do. Dared to speak my mind. I dared speak of the Empire and the lies that have been spread by Ulfric, the leader of the Stormcloaks. Now my mother's stripped me of my heritage and incarcerated me here like a common criminal, and my brother has all but disowned me. Be wary what you say around here, friend. You'll find not all take kindly to insurrection. Ulfric only cares about one thing. Ulfric. He's ordained himself the future High King of Skyrim, and steps on anyone that gets in his way. He's begun a rebellion against those that wish to eradicate the worship of Talos, and uses it as his rallying cry. His cause may be true, but the man is a lie. All he holds in his heart is lust for the throne. Until next time.
Argonian craftsmanship.
Running a little light in the pocket. Your pockets. They're a little low. It's the way they walk. Look how you sniffed out my little scheme at the North Gate. Wealth is my business. I've got a... And in my line of work, simple. Once you have it, I want you to play... There's someone that wants... Now, you tell me when you're ready, and we'll get started. Good. Wait until I start the distraction, then show me
Best armor and weapons in Riften. Get them all here.
Everyone, gather round. I have something amazing to show you that demands your attention. No pushing, no shoving. Plenty of room. No pushing, no shoving.
Come on, Brynjolf. What is it this time?
Patience, Branchet. This is a rare opportunity. I wouldn't want you to get left out.
That's what you said about the wisp essence, and it turned out to be crushed Nirnroot mixed with water.
Well, that was a simple misunderstanding. But this item is the real thing.
Oh, no, you... Is someone there?
Elixir.
Spare me, please.
You're nothing!
Hey, that isn't yours.
Stop that! Give up! Are you talking about the snow?
The one and only. Mystical beings who live in legends and were masters of grief.
You can't load in combat, apparently. Probably because it'll cause, like, well, yeah, there's always some cooking your save. But at any rate, yeah, I'm just gonna save scum with the fucking pickpocketing. I'm sorry.
That's what you...
What just happened?
Well, that was a simple misunderstanding. But this item is the real thing.
Looks like I'm not seeing, so maybe I'll have better chances.
Well, I see that my time is up. Come back tomorrow if you wish to buy.
What a waste of time.
Damn. I knew I shouldn't have waited.
Looks like And here, the way things have been going around here. Nah, my organization... But never mind that. You did the job, and you... All right. The group, get there in one piece. And we'll see if you've really got what...
Great quality and great prices from an Argonian you can trust.
Great deals always available.
Great deal. Best armor and weapons in Riften. Get them all here.
Greetings, honored friend. Could I take a look? Safe travels, Landstrider.
What brings you to Balamon today? Looking for some... I've got arms and armor of all kinds. The finest weapons and armor.
Swimming skill is too higher, wow. What the heck?
If you need any more smithing work,
I'm
come
sure
see
I've
me
got something
again.
you'll need.
All right, Branche. Turn out your pockets. We know you have
fresh food for sale.
Have what?
Get your
What
fresh
in
food
blazes
here.
are you talking
Kit yourself out for the fight. Check out Grelka's quality goods
Turn out
here.
your pockets. Now.
telling you I don't... Wait, what's this ring? This isn't mine.
That's right. It isn't yours. You're under arrest, Branche.
This is insane. I didn't steal anything. I never saw this ring before in my entire life.
You can do this. Quality at reasonable prices. Walk with me up to the keep.
Look
or I
good
can
in a
drag
fight
your life
and last
off.
longer. Buy some new armor from me.
But I... Very well.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before
Exquisite
they're gone.
pieces, all at the best prices.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
Let's do the rattling first.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
I don't know, Droff. They'd skin us alive if they knew we were doing this.
Why are you always acting like such a big baby? I've gotten us this far.
Aha!
What the heck?
No! You're making me angry. Yeah.
That's it? That's...
I have any more healing or don't have any more healing. Okay.
I think you're bleeding.
Your end draws near.
Oh, someone's in chat again. Hello. All right. not getting hit this time.
You're pathetic. You dare challenge me?
One-handed, take Wayfarer and Finesse, take Sneak, take Stamina. We're gonna need... First, let's just go Sneak better. Pretty sure that's a spry level dungeon. So I'm not gonna go in there. Nicholas's War Axe. It's pretty good. Doesn't really fit this character, but might be worth carrying around for a while. I feel like the dagger's gonna be so much faster, and this is fire damage too. We'll go ahead and take that.
Faisian, you won't leave here alive.
Pale Shadow. Funny spells in the game. Shortcut. Oh, like break into shops through here.
Give it up, Brynjolf. Those days are over.
I'm telling you, this one is different.
We've all heard that one before, Bryn. Quit kidding yourself.
It's time to face the truth, old friend. You, Vex, Mercer, you're all part of the dying breed.
Color me impressed, lass. So, now that I've whetted your appetite with our little scheme, I want you to get up, do this right. Honestly, a word of warning though. I don't... Good. If you need any detail, talk to Talon J at the... Helga is a devout follower of Dibella and dotes over the statue to the divine that she keeps at the bottom. He's his... The key is that ugly... I'll be here when you're done.
I do not practice my art for free, however.
How's
Be
the
gone until you have the coin to warrant my skills.
Oh yes, that. Here you go. I hope this can be ready soon.
Very well. Now, don't move. Thank you for your custom. Now get out of my way.
Finally, the city of free man. I can hardly believe it. Thank you. Need something?
Yes, you were that. You had that. You had that.
Don't even think about it.
Don't waste your time anywhere else. Come shop with me.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
Hello there, friend. Welcome to the pond. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Sell these. Sell that. How is that only 67? Is it because my speechcraft so low? Say that for when I can sell it for more. That's absurd trying to sell it for that little. That. Don't need these. Milk don't need. Like antlers, large iron root. Don't need these. Don't need these. Don't need that. Don't need those, that, or those. Change some money.
How much?
Note Merchant Guild. Now that money.
So, can I interest you in anything today?
2 souls like respawn. So.
Oh, so Brynjolf doesn't even bother to show up himself anymore? Petty threats and... You demand... Don't fool yourself. It's only a matter of time before you people are run out of Riften. Likewise. Now I have a lot to do.
I can't believe it. He spends too much. This isn't happening.
No! All right. Here, take your gold. And leave me in peace.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb, milady. Could I with the rumor? I'm not that foolish. Look, I'm only Kirava has some family at a farm Just please don't harm anyone. I couldn't bear the thought.
Here for a room or something? No, and I never will. Now get out of my inn. Please, Very well. Here. Take this back to Brynjolf and tell him he'll have no more trouble from me.
My food is the best in all of
I'm
Skyrim.
really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time for double the usual fee.
I know I... But how...
It's you. Please, don't hurt me. Please, there's no need for that here. Message understood. Here, I even have the payment.
Quality merchandise here, at prices you can probably afford.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
I'm proof of the ignorance.
Browse my wares. Goods bought.
So, job's done. Dumping bodies and keeping them. Well, here you go. I think judging from how well you've handled those shopkeepers, I'd say you've done more than... That's the... I think you'll do more than... What's on your mind? We've run into... Tell you what. Now, if there are no more questions, how about following me and I'll show you what we're all about.
I don't think I can go on. Please, you've got to help me.
Ah, yes. The guards know your face. I do not practice my art for free, however. I doubt you can afford my services. You have the smell of the vagabond about you.
No, no.
Let me show you the operation. Then you can ask your questions.
Good, good. Let's see what we can do. Now, tell me what you desire. Beauty or hideous deformity?
Just do whatever it takes. But please, don't chop my head off.
Don't move.
Ah, what did you do? What was that?
That was a good bit of work. Look at you. Not bad.
Oh, really? Excellent.
It's just this way. Keep following me. Mercer, this is the one I was talking about. Our new recruit.
This better not be another waste of the Guild's resources, Brynjolf. Before we continue, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. If you play by the rules, you walk away rich. You break the rules and you lose your share. No debates, no discussions. You do what we say, when we say. Do I make myself clear? Good, then I think it's time we put your expertise to the test.
Wait a moment. You're not talking about Golden Glow, are you? Even our little Vex couldn't get in.
You claim this recruit possesses an aptitude for our line of work. So let her prove it. Golden Glow Estate is critically important to one of our largest clients. However, the owner has suddenly decided to take matters into his own hands and shut us out. He needs to be taught a lesson. Brynjolf will provide you with the details.
Mercer, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, yes. Since Brynjolf assures me you'll be nothing but a benefit to us, then you're in. Welcome to the Thieves Guild.
Welcome to the family, lass. I'm expecting you to make us a lot of coin, so don't disappoint me. Simple. Do as you're told and keep your blade clean. We can't turn a profit by killing. You should talk with Delvin Mallory. Oh, and talk to Tonelia in the Flagon. Golden Glow Estate is a bee farm. We need you to teach him a lesson by burning that important client Mercer mentioned would be furious if you... Aye. The last... Maven prefers that Arangot. The guild has a lot riding on this. Golden Glow Estate. Then out of the clear blue, so we send in Vex and find out he's hired... Aye. In fact, Vex barely made it out of that. They're built like... Besides, nothing tells the people of Riften we mean business better than a huge column of smoke.
Before we... One, and two, you follow my lead and do exactly as I say. Now you I like. I've been getting sick of the pushovers that Now it's time to get your feet wet. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Who knows? If you want my opinion, I'd say you can get out there and while you're at it, make a little bit of coin on the side. Not a bad deal, eh? Can you believe that fetch? It was like he was daring us to... Well, there's an old sewer tunnel that dumps into the lake. That's how I slipped in there. Should still be... I handle the... If you don't like that kind of work, talk to Delvin. Pretty simple. You ready for some good old-fashioned... Good. Just remember the order. Do job first, get drunk second. Now take this and go. Steal anything worth talking about?
So you're the... Well, looks like you and I are gonna have... I'm the fence down here. You come by... I can also provide a few supplies you... Sure, how about I get... Look, I've been... At the end of the day, you'll find that all we can... Good. Here's your armor. Just make sure you put it to good use. Of course. Usual guild rate. Let's take a look at them.
I definitely need to start investing in speech. This is bad. How much money I'm making on these?
Now, if you look...
Let's see here. Usual curse.
Use me. That's all there is to it.
Whoa.
Get the job done and get back alive. That's all there is to it.
Anyway. want to take a break from this. I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's anyone watching. If there isn't, I'll probably stop the stream here. If there is, I will probably play something else for a bit. Let's see here. Drop a save.